Okay, should be live now. Asia session has also begun. Hopefully this check. Yikes, it connected to my microphone. I'm gonna figure out some of the stuff with the stream here, and then I'll send out the link. Check. Check. There you go. Okay. Just needed to make sure it's connected to the Yeti. Alright, what's good, everyone? I was just setting some things up because I was having problems with the microphone. Okay, so first things first, inside of Asia session, I'm going to be looking for like a bigger expansion because, as you guys know from the Asia session model, we look for like 30-minute candles to form. So right now I'm on the 30-minute time frame on my computer. I'm going to try to go into full screen so you guys can see it a little better. But basically, you want to see a fair value gap form on the 30-minute time frame, like within the first few legs of Asia session. So within the first few hour, or within the first hour or two, you can get up to 4 candles. And within those 4 candles, you want to get some expansion. Like we already got this huge expansion leg. And because we're obviously bullish from the higher time frame, I sent out an analysis in Telegram earlier this week. Then I'm going to be looking for buys from this. But typically how it goes is we do get the first leg of expansion, and then we form a fair value gap, and this fair value gap ends up being our IFVG. Where we then close below the fair value gap and then use it to go in the opposite direction. So if we are indeed bearish, then this would happen and we'd be able to like adapt to the market, like just to take a trade in the opposite direction. So that's kind of what I'm looking for, and it takes like literally a few minutes to analyze the market every single day. Starting from the higher time frame, obviously, right? We want to go in the higher time. Give me a second, I'll be right back. Sorry, I just have my grandma, she was knocking at my door. Okay, so starting from the daily time frame, you want to identify your drawn liquidity. So this is Monday's candle right here, this first green one. And obviously, since we started from Asia, we're already getting into the second daily candle right here. Okay, so you can see that we're already kind of developing the weekly range. So first things first, we have this IFVG to the left hand side. I'm gonna make sure that the audio is working. Could you guys hear me? Write something in chat if you guys can hear me. Okay, sounds good. Right, so starting from the daily time frame, we have this IFVG, right? For those that don't know what an IFVG is, it's when a regular fair value gap, this one was bearish because of this black candle in the middle, when the market closes above it and then comes back into it. So we're already expecting this like bullish move from this IFVG because we did stay within it, we didn't close below it. So that's why I'm a little bit bullish on this leg right here. And then you basically just dive lower into the time frames until you find a confluence that you could use on a lower time frame. So our first confluence for today, or our target, is going to be this high right here. So this is going to be our first target, and then we're going to look for it to leave this range right here, right? We want to see it go higher than the daily IFVG and push on like the next drawn liquidity, which on the daily time frame, let me go back up here, it would be another fair value gap, right? Just like this black candle formed a fair value gap, there's another daily fair value gap that formed off of Monday's range, right? So now that we're in Tuesday, we can obviously pull up into it. So there it is. We can change the color so we can separate it a little easier. Call it 1 day bearish FVG, just so you know when you're on the lower time frame. Then you go back to the lower time frame, and now we can start looking for that drawn liquidity, right? We have the high, which perfectly aligns So the high perfectly aligns right here with the daily bearish fair value gap, right? So this is buy side liquidity, our first target, and that would be already entering this bearish fair value gap that I just showed you guys on the daily time frame. Then you just kind of scale lower. So now I'm on the 4-hour time frame, and you can see that we have another bearish fair value gap on the 4-hour time frame. And since we're already pulling up into it, what we want to see within the next 47 minutes right here, because that's how long it's going to take for this 4-hour candle to close, we're going to want to see it close above it. That's a sign of it being disrespected, and we can look for higher price action from this bearish fair value gap, because it would be like an exchange from sellers to buyers. So that's the next thing. And then we just keep scaling down until we get to the time frame where, like, I obviously use my model. So here's the fair value gap on the 30-minute time frame. This is the 4-hour fair value gap. I kind of like got used to like looking at it right away, like I can recognize what it is, but you guys might get confused if you join in a little late. So I'll try to do my best to annotate it for you. So like I was saying with these arrows, if it does close below, then that would be a sign of it being bearish. But obviously we're bullish. Our drawn liquidity is this high, which would also be the daily bearish fair value gap. And we want to see it move even higher from that because we have a daily bullish confluence, right? That's kind of what goes into me analyzing the chart. It's just like scaling from the higher time frame down to the lower time frame, marking out for value gaps. Notice how I didn't show you a single order block or anything. No breaker blocks, nothing. The only thing that I'm using as my drawn liquidity is for value gaps, because that's the only thing that you need for a drawn liquidity. It'll show you where the market is going, right? And here we have it. We're already pushing a little bit higher than this 4-hour fair value gap. I also want to go close my trade on my phone, so I'm going to turn off my camera for a second. But basically within those 47 minutes, we're going to want to see it close above. I just have like a little one lot trade from somewhere from 2652. It'll just add like another 200-300 to the payout that I have, because today's payout day. Right, so going back to the 4-hour time frame, you guys can keep along with me. We would want to see it close above right here, right? 45 minutes, and you just want to see it close above. Then from that close, you already have confirmation. Obviously, the next 4-hour candle has 4 hours to close, and it can literally wick all the way down here before pulling back up and going higher. But it would be confirming that the bias is bullish. So once we get that close, we can expect price action to go higher. And then on the right, we have the daily expansion, right? As soon as the daily opened, we already got that bullish expansion. We created a little wick, and now we expanded right into this 4-hour fair value gap. So it's not chipping out. I'm just closing it or turning my microphone off because someone keeps knocking on the door. I just sent out the trade that I closed on Telegram, just in case you're curious. I just entered it like from the before it closed, and I held it over the open. It just ran straight up. You can't exactly tell someone with dementia what to do, you know? It's just my grandma. She doesn't really understand anything. But yeah, that's basically what I'm looking for. And usually after marking it out, I would just close like my laptop, walk away, and then check on it like every occasional maybe 30 minutes just to see where the 30-minute time frames would close, because it's significant. Like within, obviously on the 4 hour, we're taking 40 minutes to close. So that would be like the first checkpoint. But then in between those, there's also the 30-minute candle closes, right? In 10 minutes, we get another 30-minute candle close. There is a fair value gap right here within this 4 hour one. And basically it's like a fair value gap within the fair value gap. The lower time frame, if it was to close above this in 10 minutes, that would be another like supporting confluence that would push price even higher. Because on the 30-minute, the next candle could open, tap into it, and push higher, which would also allow the next 30-minute candle to close up here above the 4 hour fair value gap. And you don't really need to overcomplicate it. Like I just posted a questionnaire on the stories. It's like people are asking about CRT. Like I personally don't even know what it is. Like I didn't study it just because I didn't need to. But a lot of people have been making YouTube videos on it, like central range theory or something like that. It's just like you don't need to overcomplicate your trading. Then there's other people that post charts like this. I'm about to find it in the general chat. Sorry to let you guys down. I just can't really focus on this right now. Just getting a little pissed off that I can't stream in peace. I'll probably go live tomorrow. I'll just do it away from home so I'm not distracted by anything. But yeah, you guys know what I'm looking for. I'll send out some things in Telegram. I just don't want to be live with the audio on.